What is going on, everybody? It's the Front, and we're here for a SmackDown review for July the 2nd, 2021. We are on the promotive episode of SmackDown inside the Blunderdome. We are only a few weeks away from out of that system, out of that damn terrible fucking looking thing, and we have actual fans back. Tonight, no Roman Reigns whatsoever. Roman was not on the show at all. Edge was back, giving us his thoughts on his match coming up at Money in the Bank, because after the show went off the air last Friday, during the Talking Smack, which of course they put it on Saturday, but during Talking Smack's recording, Edge went to the back and talked to the powers that be. And the powers that be, of course, are, Zelina Vega and them. And while Seth Rollins was out for Talking Smack, he got to see that Edge was gifted the match at Money in the Bank, which pissed him off because he thought, for whatever reason, he was getting the match. Also tonight, Sonya Deville names her second woman in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And no, it is not Liv Morgan, but it is a surprise, and we'll get to that in a bit. Also, Angelo Dawkins takes on Otis, and Jimmy Uso will call out Edge in the main event segment. But again, no Roman Reigns. And we gotta start here. So, the show starts. Edge comes to the ring. He talks about how WrestleMania was supposed to be the culmination of a 10-year story. He envisioned so much because, if you do remember, the night that him, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns had their match, I believe, was the 10th year anniversary of the night that he had to give up the World Championship and retire. So, he envisioned so much, just knew it would happen, but it didn't. He didn't see this coming. It wasn't his plan. Edge says the loss rocked him, so he took some time off, but started to roll the match back in his brain, and he even watched it, which he never does. He says Universal Champion Roman Reigns likes to gloss over a lot of points from that match. He goes on about how some of Daniel Bryan's antics in that match prevent him from winning the title, like pulling out the referee when he had the spear, stopping Roman from tapping out to his crossface. He said he could complain about that, or Jey Uso's interference, or other things, and he'd be justified in complaining. And while 2006 Edge would have complained, the 2020 Edge has to understand there will always be excuses and obstacles. He spent his entire career knocking down obstacles, or what he wouldn't be here right now. He does not stop. He says he knows he can beat Reigns. More importantly, Reigns knows it, that he can beat him. He says they both felt it, and he knows Reigns will never admit it, but he has some proof. And we see a still from the match where Roman had a crossface on, but it wasn't a normal crossface. He had a piece of a metal chair, the bar that's in between the two metal pieces. There was a bar, and he had that in Roman's mouth, and he was yanking it back. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, Edge, yes, in a hardcore triple threat or whatever, where there's no DQ, yes, that you could beat Roman that way. But if you're going into this match straight one-on-one, there's no way that you're going to be able to use that, and you fucking know it. So, using that to build up this match is already a problem that I have. Because they do the same spot with Jimmy and Edge at the end of the night. So, this right here is already a red flag that they're going to try and pull this and use this. If they make another disqualification match, I have no problem, but as far as I know right now, it's not a no disqualification match. It's just a pure one-on-one with DQs and everything else. So, I don't know why you want to bring that up, because you can't use it. He says he lives rent-free for life in his head. When his music hit last week, Reigns heard it. Edge knew that Reigns knew deep down. Edge says he's going to beat Reigns. It's just a matter of time. He's inevitable. He will become Universal Champion. He starts back up. His music, he stares straight ahead, exits the ring, and heads to the back. He stops on the stage and looks back at the ring, nodding his head. So, it was a good promo for Edge, but again, the still of him putting the crossface on with a metal bar in Reigns' mouth is kind of fucking stupid unless they're going to hint at a no disqualification match. Then, of course, he can win it that way, but of course, Edge should not beating Roman Reigns. This is a much better match than Roman versus Seth Rollins, which I'm glad we're going to skip over that, and we're going from this to Not to John Cena, yeah, to John Cena. So there's that. Now, we see Paul Heyman watching backstage in the locker room suite of Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Again, no Roman tonight. Jimmy walks in and wants to know about where Roman is. And he rants about what Edge just got done saying. He can't believe Edge said all that. And Jimmy says he's going to tell Edge what he told him last week, that they are family and he's got Reigns back like he has his. Uso says Reigns, when Edge gets here, they're going to put Edge down and stab the family flag in his heart. Heyman's arms are crossed. He just stares at Jimmy as Jimmy says he's going to go... Oh, wait, that's, I think, later. Hold on, we'll get to that later. Shinsuke Nakamura, King Nakamura, as it is now known, and Big E versus Baron Corbin and Intercontinental Champion Apollo Crews. Boogs comes out, he introduces Nakamura, then out comes Big E. We go to commercial, we come back, Apollo comes out, and then they're playing Baron Corbin's King music, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? He lost the crown, he lost the name, he's just Baron Corbin. They even had Hamilton go, and introducing his tag team partner, Baron Corbin. Are they trying to make us get sympathy for Baron Corbin? Really? The only time the fans actually were on Corbin's side was back in NXT when he made his debut and was beating people in 30 seconds, or like 15 seconds or less. And the crowd would actually count along. As soon as the bell rang, they'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and count along with his match, because that just was what got over. Do you think anyone's gonna fucking care about a sad and depressed Baron Corbin after 2 years of acting like the biggest snob out there? Do you think we all forgot about the dog food feud with Roman Reigns? The countless months of a feud with Roman fucking Reigns? Nah, man. They can do nothing that is going to get people to cheer Corbin in the end. It's just not going to happen. So they're having this match here. It's an okay match. All of a sudden, Buggs is up on the stage again and says to the person with the lightweight Plymouth, or whatever the car was, with the license plate King Corbin, your car is being towed. Corbin likes back is like, what are you talking about? Look, they show up on the screen. Corbin's car is getting taken away. And Corbin is not happy. Big E takes advantage, hits the big ending. 1, 2, 3. The good guys get the win, thanks to Boogs and the King thing. I mean, the car thing. Who cares? Again, this is not going to get Baron Corbin over as a babyface. Apparently, what they're pretty much trying to do is they're going to break him. They're going to break him to the point where he becomes Happy Corbin. Apparently, they have trademarked Happy Corbin. What the fuck is that going to be? I don't know. I just don't know. So, yeah, the whole idea is that Baron Corbin is going to get so depressed. It's going to break him. Everything is just crumbling on top of him, and he's going to be at his lowest of lows, and he's just going to break. To the point where he becomes... I think it's going to be somebody who is like a maniac, a crazy maniac or something, who is just... I don't know. It's all going to be bad in the end. We see Bayley and Seth Rollins defeated Cesaro and SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair in the mixed tag match last week. And here comes Bayley for a face-off with Bianca Belair. So long story short, Bayley talks trash, and the fact that she says that Bianca Belair losing a match this early in her career in her title run is bad for her. She needs to get herself, needs to become a better champion, because we're going back in front of fans soon. She doesn't want to see the kids disappointed in their hero, Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair comes out and says a bunch of words and then challenges Bayley to an I Quit match, which, of course, Bayley laughs off until she's like, oh my god, are you serious? Well, if you can make me say I quit, because I don't ever say I quit, then I'm gonna quit SmackDown, WWE. No, I'll quit just performing. I love doing this, but if you can make me say I quit, I'm gonna quit everything. She accepts. Bianca Belair laughs about it and says, you know, I've been getting sick and tired of listening to you, and I thought I would be done hearing your voice, but you know, getting you to hear the word, say the words "I quit" is just gonna be piece de resistance. Leaves, and she just starts laughing on the way out. Heyman is backstage pacing when Jimmy Uso walks in. He asks if Roman is still here or not. He tells Heyman to let Reigns know that Edge is still waiting for him and ready to jump on him. He wonders what Reigns is waiting for, and it dawns on him. Reigns is waiting for Jimmy to act first. Jimmy goes on and says he will approach Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville so they can save some time for him at the end of the show to call out Edge. Jimmy walks off as Heyman watches. That is, again, your main event segment. Then we go to a last man standing match. Money in the Bank qualifier, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Somebody put this perfectly on social media. These two go hard no matter what. These two, I don't know. These guys could be in their 50s. And they're going to give you a damn good match. Every single time. Yeah, every single time, they're going to give you a damn good match. Is it something we've seen so many times? Yes. But, here we go. They have themselves a barn burner. Again, what else is new? It's Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Now, Kevin Owens, during the show, during this match, set up, double stacked up 2 tables behind a turnbuckle corner. I don't know why he would do this, but behind the ring post. Because he's going to try and suplex. And obviously that's not going to happen because that'd be stupid. This is the way it happens. That'd be stupid. So, Sami Zayn gets some of that. A little bit later, Sami Zayn, they're back on the turnbuckle again, the top rope again. And Sami actually throws Kevin and pushes him off through both tables. I'm like, that's got to be it. That's got to be the end of the match. Nope, it was not. Then, Sami with 3 haluva kicks wasn't the end of the match, as it looked like it was going to be, but Kevin Owens was able to slowly but surely roll out and get out of the ring before the 10 count. So he gets back in, super kick, pop-up powerbomb, another powerbomb. He throws him out. He gets outside of the ring. I'm sorry, pop-up powerbomb, stunner. Then they go outside. And Kevin Owens powerbombs this motherfucker 3 times. Once through the announce table. Once through a table Sami put up. And then, Sami's poor tailbone. Powerbombs him on the apron. But I don't know if this was done wrong or something. But he powerbombed Sami Zayn straight on his fucking tailbone. And that was the end of the match. So, if Sami Zayn doesn't have a broken tailbone, I would be absolutely shocked. That looked brutal. Very, very brutal. So, Kevin Owens goes to Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn is out of here. So, that is that. Back from... hold on. Mega Miranda's back to stops Edge backstage and asks him about Jimmy Uso calling him out. He talks about how he knows he's walking into the trap tonight and that Reigns will be nearby waiting. Again, he's not here tonight. Edge doesn't care. He's tired of Reigns, tired of the family, tired of the excuses. He's going on and says if they want to see this trap, that's fine because they're going to get an angry, vindicated son of a bitch, Edge, and he walks off. We go to the ring and Sonya Deville makes her way out to see who she names to join Carmella for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Deville names another participant and we go to commercial break. We come back, she says her pleasure to announce the next entrant, the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Zelina Vega. And I'm sitting here just laughing at this. Not because I don't think Zelina Vega will be great in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But if you would watch a lot of the people who have bigger podcasts and everything, I've heard so many people say Theo Trinidad is going to come to AEW, and Theo Trinidad is going to be the manager of Andrade. Like they're going to get rid of Vicky, and they're going to put Theo Trinidad with Zelina, with Andrade. Well, you guys are all looking like fools now because who's in WWE again? Zelina Vega. She has been on the payroll since March. When she stopped coming on Twitch, she was already back with the company. She stopped being on Twitch. Her husband, which it's kind of funny because about 5 minutes before SmackDown went off the air, he went live. Or 8 minutes before SmackDown went off the air. He went live on the Theo Trinidad Twitch page with the caption, "Well then." So yes, she's back on SmackDown. A lot of people are not happy. A lot of people were hoping that Aleister Black makes his return, which honestly I do not want to see Tommy End disappear and Aleister Black come back, because Vince McMahon doesn't get the Aleister Black gimmick. He just doesn't. So, yeah. Vega's back. Good on her. Of course, she's all happy about being in the Money in the Bank ladder match and how she deserves it and everything. Out comes Liv Morgan, who's like, "What the fuck? You told me to earn my spot last week. I did that, and you're going to put this person in here?" She hasn't wrestled in all year. Well, no, she hasn't had a WWE match since... When was the last time Zelina Vega had a WWE match on TV? Last year? In August? July? June? When was the last match that she had? And she's like, "How is that fair?" Vega says it's fair because she competed in a ring like this for years, and that's the most popular WWE superstar in history and can run circles around Liv, embarrassing her and showing her what an amateur Liv is. Of course, Liv isn't happy about this. He smacks her, tells her to prove it. Liv tells DeVille to ask DeVille. Liv can prove it in a match right now. Apparently, this makes the match happen. Now, why did you have to beat another woman? Again, you beat Carmella. This is Zelina Vega's first match in over a year. Her first match since making her return tonight. And you're going to have her lose to Liv Morgan? Basically what they're doing is Liv Morgan's going to beat Carmella, Zelina Vega, whoever she names next week. And then she's going to be given a match, probably a qualifying match on the go-home show to Money in the Bank to be the last person. So Liv Morgan will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's just going to be another week or two. So basically, Vega tries for a handful of tights, but the referee catches her and yells at her. Liv takes advantage of the distraction, rolls her up, and uses a handful of tights for the pin and the win because the ref didn't see it. After the match, Vega is not helping. Liv celebrates with the music. Vega keeps trying to go to Liv, but the referee stops her. Liv heads to the ramp, blows her a kiss, and that is that. Seth Rollins interrupts Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville backstage. He reminds them of his accomplishments and reintroduces himself. He's not happy about Edge getting the title match because he thought that you promised it to him. He's like, "Why did you give it to him when you promised it to me?" They're like, "We didn't promise you anything." He's like, "You inclined to agree with me. That's..." So, Pearce and Deville defend the decision and tells him if he beats Cesaro next week, he will earn a spot in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And of course, this does not make Seth Rollins happy. So, yeah, Seth Rollins versus Cesaro next week. In a normal in a normal match, no stipulation. We could use another one of those, I guess. Then we had Otis versus Angelo Dawkins. This feud has been going on for a bit. Montez Ford got destroyed 2 weeks ago. Dawkins got destroyed last week, but I guess he's back again. And my biggest problem with this is that Angelo Dawkins comes out, does his whole ring entrance gimmick as if everything's a-okay. Not the fact that you're staring down the man who took your tag team partner out 2 weeks ago and, along with Chad Gable, whipped your ass last week. Why aren't you coming out, serious face, look on your face, and just beelining to the ring, ready to whip this guy's ass? None of that. So Otis dominates Dawkins from the start. Launches Dawkins across the ring, whips Dawkins hard into the corner, and then levels him with another clothesline. Otis continues to dominate, goes to the second rope, hits a big splash, goes back up for a second, and delivers a Vader Bomb, covers 1, 2, 3. And Otis easily beats both members of the Street Profits in and just makes them look like little bitches. So we see a backstage segment with Rick Boogs coming up the club. It's like, hey, man, you should come. I've been talking with everybody, and we want to have you join us for dinner. We're having chicken a la king. But seriously, man, you'll feel a lot better when you get a nice rest in your king-size bed. And Nakamura told me the funniest joke yesterday when we were playing checkers or chess. King me. It's like, really? You're doing so good with the Rick's Boots thing, and you have him go do shitty king jokes with Corbin. Corbin's like, is this funny? Knocking a guy when he's down, kicking a man when he's down. Well, just like I'm gonna say to everyone else, screw you, man. And he walks off. They're seriously trying to make Baron Corbin a babyface, and I don't give a shit. Jimmy Uso and Paul Heyman are backstage. Jimmy is hyped up and says Edge is asking for it tonight. He still wonders where is his cousin. Heyman says Roman operates on his own time, but he does do for those who do for him. Tells him to go be main event and Jimmy Uso, go out there and do what he needs to do. Jimmy comes to the ring and he hits the ring to come. We go to commercial break. We come back and he's wanting Edge to come out and says, this isn't a trap, man. This is just me and you one-on-one. I don't even need my cousin tonight. It's just going to be me and you. And he wants Edge to come out to the ring. Eventually Edge does. He says, if he thinks Jimmy is smart, he's acting all tough and his cousin's waiting in the wings. He goes on about WWE Universal Champion just using Jimmy and the rest of his family and asks, what happened to you, man? What happened to nobody's bitch? Because now you're just another one of Roman's bitches. He says, this is a pretty good trap, but not one for Edge. This one's for you. He's marching to the ring, and Jimmy is just looking around. He's spinning around. He's got a head on a swivel, just going back and forth, looking for whatever. So they has fight. Basically, it's like this. Edge has the upper hand. Jimmy comes back with a super kick as Edge tries to use the stairs on the outside. So Jimmy beats the hell out of him for a bit, but then for whatever fucking reason decides he's going to look around again for whatever, Roman or whoever, allowing Edge to get the upper hand. Edge hits a spear. Edge goes out, gets a metal bar from a chair, brings it in, puts him in the crossface, yells at the screen, while he's like, look, Roman, and yells, he says at the end, don't stop, and SmackDown goes off the air with Edge ready to kill Roman Reigns when he gets the chance. So, that is SmackDown. It was an okay episode, not as, like, Roman being off the TV does make it suffer. I think this is Roman's first time off of SmackDown since he made his return. So, it's fine having him off for a week. He could miss next week, too. Honestly, they don't have to have Roman back until the go-home show. But, hey, that is SmackDown in a nutshell. Bayley and Bianca Belair have had a Hell in a Cell. Now they're having an I Quit match. That is it. I don't care who Bianca Belair is facing. Hell, they can bring Beth Phoenix back for SummerSlam and have Beth Phoenix versus Bianca Belair. I would rather have that than Bianca Belair versus Bayley after Money in the Bank. That is it. Done. Over with. If Bianca Belair wins or loses, it's over with. I do not need to see this feud any fucking more. Otis, I don't know what they're doing with Otis. It's like, if somebody was to beat Roman Reigns and get the championship, Otis would be a hell of a... Like, the way they're building him up, he would be a good heel with Chad Gable doing the promo for him. For that babyface champion to go over him. Or, if Apollo Crews loses the Intercontinental Championship. Otis going for the Intercontinental title when it's on a babyface would also be good too. But if they're slowly building Otis up for something bigger down the line, I'm fine with that. Because it's the best they've done with Otis since they turned him heel or since they took him away from Tucker Knight. Before they released him. But yeah. No Mysterio still, though, of course, selling no injuries, no Roman Reigns. He probably took a personal vacation. He didn't need to be there tonight. So, SmackDown, not as good as it could be, but hey, you can't hit battle thousands and they never do. So that is your SmackDown review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at the France Club, find me on twitch.tv/the France Club, and find me on Instagram at the France Club, and I'll see you guys Monday for Raw. Until then, my name is the France, and I'll see you guys later.